Welcome back, everybody. Now I've got your full forecast here because it has been a very active day and it's not quite over yet. Taking a look at the radar right now, you see there's still some heavy rain, even some thunderstorms still going around. There's a flash flood warning here that's in effect for Coleman, Concho, and McCullough counties because they do still have a flash flood warning until 9:45. This is after a series of severe thunderstorm and other flash flood warnings that have been going on throughout the day. There's been some pretty intense flash flooding going on. There was even a location out in the big country that was determined to get about 3 inches of rain in 45 minutes. So it's getting intense out there. Make sure you're still being safe, still being wary of flooding waters, especially now that it's still dark outside. Our current temperatures were mostly in the 60s, a couple places in the 70s. You see 71 here in Robert Lee and Ballinger, but even down to 64 here in El Dorado. It's a lot cooler in places that have seen a lot of rain, a lot of action. So even here, 68 in Pank Rock, 68 in Coleman as well. Now for our lows tonight, we're still going to be in the 60s. That rain helped cool us down a lot, and we're going to pretty much stay at temperatures that we're at. I see a lot of 64s here across the board, 64 up here in Baird, even over in Sweetwater as well. A little bit warmer down to 66 here in Junction, but it's been a pretty rainy night and there's still going to be some rain as we get into the night. Now for tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 78 degrees tomorrow. We're going to have afternoon thunderstorms, but morning time showers. It is going to be mostly cloudy. We're not going to be seeing too much of the sun. We're a little bit below average because that rain is going to be keeping us pretty cool, and winds aren't going to be as gusty, generally at about 10 miles per hour throughout the day. Now, for high temperatures over these next couple of days, we've been telling you guys tomorrow is going to be a lot cooler. You see 78 degrees, and that's going to be from the cold front that's been coming through today. But afterwards, going into the weekend and into next week, we jump all the way back up into the mid-80s like we saw earlier this week. Now, for our rain chances, you see we kind of go in the opposite direction. We've had really high rain chances through this week. You see we have 80% chance on Friday with those cloudy skies. Only a 40% chance once we hit Saturday, and we drop to 0 as we get into the weekend, finally giving us the opportunity to dry up and get rid of some of that water that's going to be sitting around for a little bit. Now I've got your model here to show you what the rain's going to look like. This is a map of what's going on right now. A lot of widespread rain throughout the area, even a couple spaces of more severe storms out in Comanche, even down here over in Big Lake as well. Now as we get through the night, the rain is essentially going to be dissipating. So you see a lot of the rain calms down a little bit. Still some severe spots a little bit further out east behind me as it leaves our area, and we end up getting a lot more cloud cover than it is rain. You see by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, we've got mostly cloudy skies, a little open patch over here closer towards Midland, but some scattered rain that's not as intense as normal. As we get closer to noontime, around lunchtime, you see out here, there's a system that's going to continue to make its way over east as we get to the evening. You see by 7 p.m. here, we have some scattered thunderstorms along I-20 and even along this southern border by Junction and Ozona around I-10. That's going to be continuing as we get into the night. Just those scattered storms, a couple more severe pockets as we get later into the day. Now showing you your 7-day forecast, we have that 80% chance, cloudy and thunderstorms. Still a rain chance on Saturday as things finally start to clear out. But as we start out next week, once we get really into October, things will be clearing out, giving us the chance to dry out. We have some beautiful temperatures to go along with it as well. Now over to you, Tim.
All right, Tavian, you don't get off that easy, though. Come here for a second. I got to talk to you. Yeah, come on over. We'll slide over to this other camera here. We always talk about the bubble here in San Angelo. I know you're new to the area, but I'm telling you, we can get every warning, every highlighted area in our little county, and they'll say, hey, it's coming, prepare, and then nothing happens. I think it's a good notice and a good lesson, I should say. You still got to take it seriously, take the precautions, because the one time you don't is when that storm still comes. So I think today, because if you go outside right now, it's maybe not as bad here in directly downtown San Angelo as maybe we once thought.
Absolutely.
But you still got to be ready for it.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure the big country was not ready for what they were getting whatsoever. Yeah. I was just waiting for the opportunity for things to, hit San Angelo as well, and it just never happened.
There's a bubble. That's a myth, but it seems real the more you think about it.
Honestly, I was watching the radar and you see severe storms almost going around us.
It's so crazy.
Insanity.
Before we wrap this little conversation up, I think it's important to know, what is that line? Like what forces, I know there's pressure and fronts, and what is causing that actual divide, right? It might show, just because there's green on the map or on the radar doesn't necessarily mean precipitation is falling, correct?
Yeah, so it's a matter of, what the radar is seeing from the various heights that it's at. So you have some radars that see, for example, a couple hundred feet up versus a couple thousand feet. So the higher up it goes, the more generalized it gets in terms of where that actual rain is. So the higher definition that a satellite or a radar is going to be, the more exactly you're going to see pinpoints of where there's actually rain in each area.
Because you could pull up a radar and you see yourself. You'll see, well, it's green over us. Why isn't it raining?
Exactly.
Okay, makes sense.
It could even mean there's rain super high up and it's not hitting the ground yet.
It just hasn't fallen down directly.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, Tavian's going to continue to monitor the situation, of course, on our Facebook page and on foxwtx.com. We'll have more with Tavian coming up